All right, we're headed to some junkyards. First one we're going to hit up is Pull Apart. The next one is called Junkyard Mafia. So be interesting to see what we find. I called a salvage company today, and they had one 6.0 LS out of an 07 Tahoe or Yukon, one or the other. They wanted $1,500 for it. So at the end of the day, it's all right, because now I have a starting point. If all else fails, well, let me back up. My buddy found me, his friend has an engine for sale. He'll take $1,100 for it. So if that falls through, and if the junkyards don't come through, I found an engine for 1,500 bucks. But since I'm completely stripping it down, I'm trying to find it as cheap as humanly possible. If I was just trying to do a motor swap and drive it, that wouldn't be that bad of a deal. So we'll see what we come up with at the Pull Apart. I might even be able to record video. I probably will anyway, stealthily if I need to. Guerrilla filming. So I'll keep you posted. Well, that's definitely an LS. I just don't know what size. You know what? I think they got them written. On the block. Poor girl's been picked to shreds. I'm sure you ran real good. Tahoe. There's another Tahoe. $5.3. All right, where's the 3/4 ton? There's an OBS. 5.7. If this was a 2500, I believe they had the 4L80. So OBS is not out of the realm of possibilities. Lots of half tons. Lots of half tons. I'm sure that's a 5.3. Yep, 5.3. Well, let me clean that off. Oh, it's on there. Can't see from this angle real well. That intake, that's a tall intake. I haven't seen them that tall. Maybe they're all like that. That rear end's gone. It's a 10 bolt. 10 bolt. Bye-bye motor. Probably had a 6.0. Journey's still there. Man, they yanked that sucker right out of there. Plenty of 5.3s. Looks like I might be building a 5.3. 60,000 bucks. $4.3. Dang, burn it. Came back to double check what I missed. This motor they yanked out of there, sure enough, was a 6.0. Wonder if that means that's a 4L80 down there. '06, 6 liter. Oh, I think the transmission is gone. That's the transfer case. That's why it looked weird. Okay, well, now I know, in case I need one. That might have a good rear end in it too. I'm gonna get these codes. It's in the glove compartment, I can't see it. Hopefully it's clear. Just can't tell that rear end. It looks like mine, like a 10 bolt. If my eyes are playing tricks, well, at least it's got a rear disc. It could be a 12 bolt though, or I don't know, it looks slightly different. Oh, it's got coil springs too. That's good to know. Alright, well, I got the VIN. I'm gonna go in those glove box codes. I can find out. I'm pretty sure. Cam coming out of this one. Poor baby. Hate to see you sitting here like this. Forget save the animals. Save the LS's. Probably a 5.3. It's in a Tahoe. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Picked apart. Or pulled apart, basically. Yes, that was a joke. Motard. Yeah, 10 bolt. Rear disc. Yeah, that doesn't look like my rear end. Oh, there's one more on my way out. That looks like a 2500. It's a 2500 right there, boys. And there's no motor. Guaranteed it was 6.0 and tranny's gone. But looks like the wheels are still on it. Might have my rear end. Oh yeah, that's different than mine. That's a 3/4 ton. And it's got the regular shocks like mine. Oh boy, we might have found it. Let's go get this info. Let's go talk to them up there. I'm gonna get a better video of that so I can show it to somebody. That's definitely a 3/4 ton. But I want to see if I can count the bolts. I'll put it on the TV. I can't see it from here. That's definitely beefier than mine. For sure. Alright. So I'm gonna go talk to them. We got the VIN, got the part number. We'll see if we find something else. If not, we'll probably come back for this one. Look at that beauty. 1996. Still kicking ass and taking names. Alright, good news. I may have just found my rear end. And somebody told me I couldn't find my rear end with both hands. I did it one-handed. So here's the deal. Without drums, well, just to say with drums, 170 bucks for the rear end, $120 for them to pull it for me. So I'm gonna scoot down to the mafioso, see what they've got, because there's two people in front of me. So I'm gonna scoot down the road to the Mafia place, see what they've got, buy me some time, and depending on what I find down there, I can just scoot by here on the way home, pick up the rear end, and have a 3/4 ton rear end in my possession, because I'm rebuilding whatever I'm getting. So that's the deal. That's where we're at, and I'll keep you posted. Whoops, left the camera running. Well, it looks like I found my engine, and probably a transmission too. $900 for them to pull the engine, $400 for the transmission. If they have a rear end, which I think they do. They definitely have a 3/4 ton rear end, but it's a rear steer. I don't need all that. So for 1,300 bucks, I'm gonna have myself a tranny and an engine. Okay, so let's go through the cost of the items that I have found, probably. LS 6.0, $800. $900 if they pull it. Since I have a heat issue, it's a cheap $100 that I'm going to spend. So $900 gets me a 6.0. It probably has a 4L80 transmission. They're going to know when they pull the engine. If so, that's $400. So we're up to $1,300 for engine and transmission. And more than likely, there's a rear end in there that's for a 3/4 ton. I don't know if that's the 14 bolt. I'm not sure. I know it's for a 3/4 ton. And that's $300 bucks. If it falls through from Junkyard Mafia, then I can get, I know where it sits right now. This is paying them to pull it. $120 to pull it. $170 with the brakes still on it. So let's round up 300 bucks. So somewhere there's a $300 rear end, 3/4 ton rear end sitting there and waiting on me. And I thought that was funny. I meant to do a recording, but I was too busy trying to navigate. How funny is it that it was the last truck that I passed on my way out of there? I was leaving Pull Apart when I found that truck. It was literally in the path between me and the door for the exit. So if something falls through with the Junkyard Mafia, they don't have a 3/4 ton axle. Let me back up and explain. They actually do have a 3/4 ton axle. I saw it with my own eyes. But here's the quirky thing that I need to ask my mechanic, which I've got my phone on me in case he calls me back. I've never even heard of this. I've heard about it on Matt's Off-Road Recovery, but I've never heard about it like in real life. It's rear steer. It's a pickup truck, a 3/4 ton pickup truck with rear steer. So I'm going to ask the mechanic, hey, do you know anything about this quirky rear end? Can I use it just as a non-rear steer axle? So that's just a kind of a side note. I thought that was neat. I wanted to document that. I've never even heard of it. And today I got to see one. So we're up to, if I get all three, engine, transmission, and rear end, it's $1,600. That is incredibly cheap. I don't care about the mileage on any of them because I'm rebuilding all of it. I'm not sure if I'm going to completely rebuild the rear end. Like if the pinion and the ring gear, I think it's called, if those are fine, then I'm just going to rebuild it, not completely remanufacture it, so to speak. Like I'm not going to replace stuff that doesn't need to be replaced. Gosh, what else was I going to say? I think that's about it. I just want to do a quick recap because I was too busy driving. My GPS is like from the 1990s, and half the roads that I was on, it didn't even show up on the GPS. So I got lost and had to drive through neighborhoods with speed bumps after coming directly off the interstate. I'm rambling. I just want to do a recap. I'll probably just put this video out there as a junkyard search, and so obviously I'll do a video of us picking it up. Another addition. I'm either going to borrow a trailer from my dad, but he lives like 40 minutes away. So that'd be another, 80 minutes, hour and a half driving, which that's fine. It's free. But U-Haul will rent me one for $35. and they're on the way. So more than likely I'm going to rent a U-Haul, a 6x12 U-Haul. I just need it for a day. The last thing that I've got to fix, it's not really broken, but it's one problem I need to solve. I cannot find an engine stand. I can find an engine stand, but I don't want to spend $300. I want to spend $100 on an engine stand. O'Reilly's is sold out. Harbor Freight is sold out. And I think Advanced is sold out. So it looks like my brother-in-law, who owns a shop, he said that I can borrow his cherry picker and engine stand. So I'm probably going to do that because I only need the cherry picker for a day. Get it off the trailer, onto the engine stand. Then I can give it back to him. But the engine stand, that's what I need for a while. So I'm going to talk to him this afternoon and see, you know, if I keep it for 4 months, are you going to need it? Because, I mean, that's going to save me $400 or $500 right there. And this is a budget build. Although, I need to clarify, I'm on a budget. I don't have an unlimited budget. But it's not a budget build in the sense that I'm buying the cheapest I can possibly find of every part. I'm trying to get it as low as humanly possible, within reason. But I'm not going to skimp on the quality of the parts. I just don't want to spend $1,500 like this morning. Tennessee Auto Salvage and Recycling, they quoted me $1,500 for a 6.0. That's literally almost double of what I just, yeah, it's almost double of what I just found 2 for. Junkyard Mafia had at least 2. We didn't even look at the other trucks. So that wraps up this video. I'm going to just throw it out there. There's not going to be a bunch of editing that I need to do. I just want to document the process. So I was really hopeful, but not really excited and positive about me finding a 6.0 and a transmission. And it looks like I definitely have found the engine for $900 out the door. So if you're hesitant, if you're like, oh, I'm never going to be able to find one. Oh, by the way, if you're looking for a 5.3, as you could see in the video, there are tons of 5.3s. And I think it's a fantastic motor. I don't think I would be upset at all if I had a 5.3. I've kind of been talked into doing the 6.0, and I'm not pushing back that hard. But if it turned out that there were just no 6.0s available, I would not hesitate to do a 5.3. I mean, you can make probably a couple thousand horsepower out of a 5.3. But the 6.0 is a little bit better for higher horsepower because of the iron block. And I realized that before anybody talked to me. When I saw that the 6.0 was an iron block, that's what I knew I wanted that. And then it got confirmed several times over by talking with people. So, all right, I'm going to cut this off now. And the next video, hopefully, is going to be picking up the engine, transmission, and rear end. So cross your fingers.